final session. We'll open
That's right. Thanks for coming, everyone, and thanks for having me. Obviously, we're off a real exciting weekend, being senior night against Bowling Green this past Sunday. We had good attendance. It was a great atmosphere, very electric. A little bittersweet, like as always on senior night, because we're losing some good kids, some good leaders, and all that. But you know, having that last time to compete in Jenison is a very emotional moment for all of them. But they raised the bar and stayed sturdy, and very excited with the turnout of the meet. That, along with just yesterday, the Big Ten announcing the all-conference teams. We had 4 on the first team, all Big Ten, and 2 on the second team, all Big Ten. Just, I think second to last year, we had 7 total. We had 6 total this year. UCLA tied us with 4 in first team, and that was very exciting. So I think we're in a good place right now, emotionally and physically, to do some good things this next weekend in Ann Arbor. Obviously, the competition is stiff in the highest, the last session of the weekend, Saturday evening at 5. We're seeded number 2 under UCLA. That 1/10 back in January, it comes down to tenths, and it did. So I believe we're equally matched, and very excited to go head-to-head one more time with them.
You know, for a while, it was climbing up the Big Ten ranks, and then they add a program like UCLA, and I'm just wondering what that's been like, and then so to have that as a new team that's a barometer there with you, and what that's done in terms of program standards and what you guys have to do to win the league.
I believe we were prepared for it. Obviously, really excited to welcome them into the Big Ten because of their national tradition, national championships. I think they had 7 or 8 back in the day when Val Condos Fields had the team. Truly respect their program and everything they did in the Pac-12, and I think it's helped elevate the conference. And you know, if I'm not about Michigan State and the Spartans all the time, I'm definitely rooting for the Big Ten and on the national stage, and I think it's helped strengthen us. Washington and UCLA being the only 2 teams that have a women's gymnastics program coming into the conference realignment or whatever is good for us. Makes travel a little hairy other than that, but on both sides, I mean, see, they have to come east more than we have to go west. So, but the competition is great. They have Olympians on their team, and they have a real high standard, which they always have, but so do we. So it's made it more exciting. It's kept coaches on their toes, and it's helped increase attendance a lot. I think in all programs, wherever they show up, you know, they bring a lot of fans with them, and they have a huge following, but now so do we. So it's exciting. You know, we may have our, you know, 45 minutes down the road rivalry with Michigan, and now we have one on the West Coast, which is really nice, and we're going to keep raising our bar, as will everybody. The Big Ten is constantly getting stronger, and I think they're going to help us be there, because we're always raising the bar to be better, and be better to beat them.
We've talked all season about your senior class and what they've done for your program. This is their last run, this sort of postseason. I guess, does that change maybe some of the messaging to them, or some of the motivation of like, hey, you got to leave it all out there? Like, how do you approach that as a coach?
Business as usual kind of thing, because, and I've talked about this, you know, it's psychological. We want them to feel their best going into the meet on any given day, and that it's all about us. Nobody else matters. Anything we can do to help bring out the best in them, their performance for the day, depending on how they're feeling. There's a lot of communication with each of the competitors, and, you know, we can read body language, and you know, they do open up to us a lot. So, you know, when it comes down to that in warm-ups or the practice day, just seeing if they're performing as usual, you know, seeing if things are looking the same. I think we're at a point with this program right now that it's not as big of a deal as it used to be in the past. Big Ten Championships is just another meet, and we still go out there and do our job, what we do every day. And, you know, we have the potential of doing some great things. Last year was proof of that, and we basically have our same team. So with additional strength and talent and consistency. So they know that, they believe in that, and I think they're excited to get there and just do it and see what plays out.
What can you take away from winning the Big Ten Championships last season that can help this year? I know obviously teams are a little different with the West Coast teams.
Well, the adversity last year, if it wasn't coming down to that last beam routine to see what would happen with a cut toe, we're having Gabby stay away from the sharp stairs this year. What can we take away from that is our philosophy and having each other's backs and nobody else matters. It's all about us. I'll focus on us, stay engaged on the person that's on the event. That hasn't changed. It's kind of part of our culture and our coaching philosophy that your staff and your teammates have all the faith in the world in you. We have your back. We're confident you can do it. That kind of thing, and along with what they've done all this season, has helped their confidence. It's helped build their confidence, and we have 2.5 practices. I'll say we practice today and tomorrow. They're off Thursday, and then Friday we have practice day in Ann Arbor, so they'll get to actually train on the podium for 20 minutes on each event. It's all we need. We're not going to hammer and make any huge changes or whatever. We're just cleaning up some of the little things. Those half-tenths are the hardest to clean up, and not making any bigger of a deal of it. Just, this is going to help your consistency. This is going to help you keep. We can't forget about the handstands on bars. We can't forget about stuck landings on every event. Not planting any new seeds that could be a distraction or whatever on competition day.
I'm curious, in previous years as a program builder, it's been kind of an upward trajectory, right? And this year, being a defending champion, it's about, not to say maintaining, but reaching a similar level. Does that create different problems, different challenges for you as a coach to maintain that level, or how do you approach that as someone who's been a program builder for so long?
It's been a challenge as far as strategy and what lineups to put up on the day of the meet, because they all know that if something doesn't look right or isn't consistent in warm-ups or in the touch before they actually compete, we'll make some lineup changes if we have to. I would say 9 chances out of 10 we have enough faith in that person that we're not trying to win the warm-up, we're not trying to win the touch. That's just getting you used to the equipment and the nerves or whatever it takes, whatever you got going on when you get up there. Once the green flag goes up, you're actually competing. It's a whole nother ball game. So I think they're experienced enough to know that. So we're always, what do I want to say, checking certain boxes or cross-checking with each other, Nicole, Devin, and myself, on the strategy behind how we selected our lineups and how have they been most recently, and do we feel like we have to go as far as to change somebody out or something like that. And being deep on each event, we kind of pounded our chests at the beginning of the season, everything like, wow, we're so deep, this is a great problem to have. But coming down to it, is your next in line the 995 that could replace a 995, or is it a 98 that's going to replace a 995? You have to take those kind of things into consideration. So on any given day, the scores are one of the uncontrollables that we can do nothing about. We have to be able to justify why to our athletes, and sometimes that's difficult. But the strategy aspect has been new. It's been exciting, but it's been difficult, and we lose sleep over it.
Anybody else? All right, thank you.
Thanks so much. Thank you.